between. I would just go towards what sector you're missing in terms of exposure. I think the sectors that you want to have on right now are aerospace, small cap AI, and energy. So those are the 3 sectors I would focus on in your report. Like you want at least exposure to 3 of those right now. What's the thesis on Rivian roll? I mean the weekly, right? Like look at this thing. It's just getting started. I can't enter B here, guys. I mean, it's too extended. LMND looks good. It's gonna build a flag. It's kind of doing like something similar to like what Frog's doing here. Bro, can Frog just rip? Like this thing is going sideways all day. But yeah, like B, guys, it's like impossible to grab it right now. Like if you put stop at low a day, it's like $10 off. But it can be buyable tomorrow. You don't have to rush this. APLD looks good, but like I don't know if I'd buy it here. It's just going kind of straight up. Amazon leaps. I would get it closer to the 200 SMA. Oh baby, CCJ, let's go. Nonstop. This is what we love to see. This is what you want to see happen to a stock when you buy it, guys. If this is not happening to the stock when you buy it, you have to make sure your entries are better. For example, guys, look at GS yesterday. We bought it right here. And right when I buy it, it goes straight up. That has to happen when you buy a stock. Absolutely love to see it. Yeah, Mr. Big, that's why you always want to go OPEX because the OI is much higher. AZTA, yeah, that looks good. I like the sector. PPTA, yes, this looks good too. Is this recorded? Of course it is. AMGN, yeah, this is about to be ready. It hasn't triggered though. How's my illness? Nothing a few Celsiuses can't fix. I really do like how Shop is setting up here. I actually really do like Shop. Damn, we should have taken PLA. We should have taken PL. EOSC, I like EOSC, but again, like I don't think there's a spot I would buy this yet at. It is forming the higher low. Unless you bought it through the like trend line break, I don't know if it's like really buyable right here. By the way, I did see someone say they missed everything. Keep in mind, right? Not the end of the world. There's going to be a ton of really good opportunities. Like I've been saying this, guys, for how long? Like the last 2 weeks, I've said there's going to be a ton of really good opportunities. And I say it the next week, there's going to be a ton of really good opportunities because there are. And the last thing you want to do is like chase trades and put yourself in a terrible position because there is enough of this rally to take advantage of that you like, you don't have to do that. Follow your rules, be smart, and buy stuff when it makes sense. Don't chase. That's how you make money in stocks. Like it's easy to not be systematic when everything's going up, but what happens when things start to chop, and you move away from your system? The system ends up saving you when things start to chop, go sideways, and helps you keep profits. So always be smart. Even though it seems like everything's going up and everything's easy, this is actually the best time to really lock down on that system because when the market starts to chop, you have a good system that defends you, and also you're trading the right way. It's not just like you're just buying something at the highs and just hoping it goes up higher. Like it's easy to do for a little bit, but then when things get a bit tougher, like what happens then? But yeah, there's going to be a ton of good opportunities, guys. If this is truly going to be, a continuation rally to all-time highs here, which I do think it is, like I've been saying this for the last few weeks. You guys know how bullish I've been since we kind of got back to the moving averages. I think we're going to have a ton of opportunities to add a bunch of stuff. So your job is to pick the best stocks, the ones that you think have the best setups, the ones in the best sectors, and just sit in them. You don't have to, if you can have like good amount of size in a few different stocks, right? You don't have to catch every single name. Like no one's going to be able to do that, guys. Like I'm not going to be able to catch 50 stocks, but I can catch 5 with size. Like if I size 5% on 5 stocks, that's 25% of my portfolio. That's better than me sizing 1% on, 25 stocks. It's the same thing. So it's just about picking the best names and being in those and just kind of letting them work. Like BE. BE is a good name. Or like PL. PL is a good name. When you get into UPS now on the bounce, yeah, you could get on the RDR. Hopefully it pulls a cat for you. It looks kind of similar to what Cat did yesterday. Cisco, this one's a little too slow. I'd probably want to trade a faster stock right now with the way things are moving. Look at NP. Yeah, this looks nice. We get some momentum. AVGO ready to blast. Yeah, AVGO looks good. Just keep in mind, like momentum today's in small caps, so I don't know if it'll move today. Oscar looks nice. Every rip on TSM has been sold last 2 days. Morning pop sold and recover during the day. You think it needs more time? Yeah, if it's doing that, it probably just needs more time. I mean, the moving averages are trying to catch up, so very good. LAC, I said I think this looks good for shares. I'm not taking it yet, but maybe soon. I mentioned in the question chat, the reason you go slightly OTM is because of low delta and low probability. Are you able to explain that? From my under, is that when you're a bit OTM, even a pullback on range, you won't hit your position as much, but what about data? Well, no, I was saying basically don't go too far OTM because then the probabilities and the delta are going to be too low. I usually look for a delta around 30 to 40. Like that's the optimal spot. And the reason why I buy OTM cons is because of the leverage. Because when you're in the money, you don't have a lot of that leverage because the delta is so high, right? Like when the delta is like, let's say 70, 80, 90, then now the options contract is starting to basically move just like the stock. Because keep in mind, the delta, right, represents how much money you're going to make for every dollar the stock moves. But if the delta is close to 1, now you're basically just holding the stock. So you might as well just trade shares. When the delta is a little bit lower, like 40, 50, there's leverage. And then the more it gets closer to the money, the more the delta, expands, but you have a higher percentage of return. But there's more risk to it, of course, right? Like the theta is lower, higher. And if the contract doesn't move in your direction right away, you will lose, the value of the contract. But that's why I buy breakouts and I make sure that, for example, like CCJ, I make sure that the stock goes in my direction very quickly, because if it doesn't, you will get chopped up. And the next thing is you don't want to go too far out the money. If you go too far out the money, the chances are that the delta is going to be too low. And then even if the stock moves in your direction, you might not make money. You've been saying for the last couple of years that there will always be plenty of great setups. It's actually helps me a lot keep FOMO from chasing. Yeah, I'm saying that because it's true. Like I would never, lie to you guys about anything. Like there's so many good setups. And I tell that to myself always as well, because it's easy to get caught up in like a very strong day and just like over leverage, over risk. But you want to make sure you have a system. CLSK looks pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. For Path, I would put this on the PG watch. Cat looks great. I think Will's still in this one, right? Good thing about having and being in a Discord, guys, is there's so many different analysts looking at so many different stuff. Everyone's gonna be able to catch different names. Because like I said, I'm not gonna be able to catch every single stock, unfortunately. But because there's so many other traders in here, a lot of other people are catching different things. So there's enough to go around. For NBIS, would you wait for the break above 103 or preferably wait after the EMA crossover daily time frame? I would probably just wait for the break over 103. That looks like that'll be the trigger. How would you be sizing in a 30K cash account position wise? I would be just following like a 5%. If you look at my rules in this channel, it goes over like exactly how I size stuff. So that's how I would do it. Which of the other analysts do you think is the most similar trading style to mine? Definitely Will, when he's not trying to catch 0DT SPX, which he literally never does. But yeah, I would say Will. And then I'd say Steven after that is more similar. How do I keep myself from gambling on earnings? Bro, if I'm going to gamble, guys, I'm going to a casino. Like for me, trading is like a job, it's trading. Like I have no reason to want to gamble. Like if you can consistently make money just following a system, like if I'm guaranteed $1 million in a year and all I have to do is follow my system, why would I deviate from that system and start gambling on earnings? You know what I mean? I just have no reason for it. Like if I have a little itch, I could sports bet, I can go to a casino, but to me, trading is trading. It's a job, and I'm approaching it that way. But it didn't always used to be like that, right? Like I had very similar like intentions of, taking random trades and stuff. So keep in mind, right? Like it's a journey. It's taken me a lot of years to get here, and the first few years weren't really pretty. Yeah, for NBIS, I would just look for the break of 103. I wouldn't buy it yet because it's still kind of at resistance. Is ACHR setting up? Yeah. It's got like the break here. It's still under the 50 though, which is like I would prefer buying like ASTS because this one is not under the 50. And it's in the same sector, but it is setting up. Does Webull have low margin rates? To be honest with you, I have zero idea. I never trade on margin. I just have no need to trade on margin, so I never do it. For a 20K account, 5% is 1K and doesn't get much constant churn. What are your thoughts on 10% position for options? If you have high, conviction on the position and you're okay with taking that risk, Roshi, then, go for it. But every single person is different, guys. Keep in mind, some traders literally only risk 1%. So you guys need to figure out what works for you. You can't, if you copy someone else's rules, the rules might be good for them, but it might be bad for you. I always like to find out what works best for me. Jobby just wedge popped. Yeah, I did. Very nice wedge pop. Yeah, I mean, I like Jobby a lot. I'm in PL, but I'm having a hard time deciding which daily highs to TP at. There's so many. PL. Yeah, I mean, I would just TP here, right? Like, I would just use like this resistance zone. You don't have to wait until it goes to the highs because, like, you're right. There is like, a lot of resistance here. Whenever this happens, though, I like to use the VRVP, the volume by price, and it kind of shows me like where the real resistance is. It's actually a lot closer than we think. It's not even up here. It's kind of like right here where it's at right now. So that could be a good area to look at. What was the biggest total port percent drawdown you've been in? I mean, I've blown accounts, so I guess 100%. I mean, when I first started, I blew like maybe 2 or 3 accounts, so biggest dollar volume down on the year then? Probably like 25%. Like once I had a bigger portfolio, it was like the maximum drawdown I had, maybe 20%. So like 200, 300K, something like that. BE, yeah, this thing is gonzo. Wow. What was my biggest loss this year? The Hims trade in the summer when it gapped down. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm gonna recap a lot of my like the best trades and the worst trades and kind of go over them. Honestly, don't know. Like I have to look at my TradeZella, but I don't think I lost that much on that trade. I don't think it was like massive size. Can you see the VRVP settings? Yeah. This is the inputs 70 and 100, and then just the style is like all I really changed because I like when it's like monotone. What works for me is a relatively large position size, 10-15% port, but I take profits early, scale 15 to 20% than runners. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, everybody has different things that work for them. So if it works for you, keep at it. No reason to change something that works. What stop loss on Frog? It's yesterday's low. It's still very far away from that. I don't love that it's not pushing today. I mean, it had literally every single reason to push, and it's just not, which kind of sucks. This thing kind of moves weird, but it's always good to kind of try these new names and see how they move, and then you can kind of learn because you won't know until you try. I've never traded this thing. The setup is incredible though, so see what it does off the 8 EMA. Wow, PL was the one. PL and GV were the ones. Coher? Yeah, that's nice. The options are barely moving. Okay. Thanks for making me feel better. VPs and UPS calls. Yeah, I mean he's seeing the exact thing that happened on Cat yesterday, right? Cat made the exact same move. It like dumped off the morning and then created like a massive hammer. UPS is kind of doing that. So I get what he's seeing on there. What are my thoughts on ETOR? It looks nice. Consolidating under 43.2. Pretty good. Um, dude, the answer to that is so simple that it might be like not even really like even worth answering. I mean, it literally just came down to the fact that I followed the system, right? So I had a system, but I wasn't following it. And I got so tired of losing that I told myself, let's try this right one more time and actually follow the system. That's literally everything that changed for me. And obviously, that was like in the later years when I was already finding like consistency. It was more so just I had like big losses for not following my system. But the moment I really truly stuck to my system, just everything changed because